This is a HeadGum podcast.
This week on the program, we're doing 5 weeks of what? It's Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl. I'm Andrew Jupin.
Yar, Steven Sadak.
Eric Siska.
Yo-ho, Chris Cabin.
And yar, we hate movies. Hello, everyone. Welcome to We Hate Movies. Thank you for tuning in. As always, that's right. This week, we are kicking off 5 straight weeks of talking about Pirates of the Caribbean movies. That's Chris Kevin hanging himself in advance.
This is another one of our classic bad ideas.
Yeah, I think Chris took the microphone in the bathroom with him, a la Naked Gun.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
that's
that'll
a rough
do it.
one. Rough seas, as they say.
A dude did that at some oh man, where was this video? It was some like local government meeting or
You got
something.
P videos?
It's not a P video. No, it's a dude. He was wearing like a lavalier microphone and he went into the fucking bathroom, like he excused himself from the meeting, and this dude was just taking a shit with the microphone on.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Robbie at the end of the Jinx.
Oh, no, not Kill Them All, of course. No, it's just this dude. And you just hear like, and like all the people in the meeting are trying to keep it together, and then they all just start fucking laughing at this guy. And then the greatest humiliation is the dude comes back into the meeting and they're all trying to play it cool. Oh, fuck. That
That's
was
a perfect way to introduce this film.
Absolutely. I wish there was more farts on hidden cameras.
Yeah, real quick, I want to say it's okay to like a movie, like it's okay to like a film series, and we're gonna have fun with it.
Yeah, like let's just
Yeah.
fucking relax. All right,
Yeah.
it's Disney pirate movies.
This,
Okay,
this is a relaxed, fun show, folks. at home.
Also important to note, this fucking sucks.
it
This
totally
movie
sucks.
fucking sucks, and this whole fucking series.
This movie
fucking
is
sucks.
aggressively okay until towards the end where it becomes unbearable. But yeah,
What are you trying to say there, Steve?
I never liked this movie. A lot of people around me like this movie, and I've always been okay with people who like this movie. But once we get to the sequels, I'm like, guys, what are we doing? Guys,
I
Right.
want to say so. This first one, this was weird, and Cabin, maybe you felt this too, because this was like, I was still working at the multiplex when this came out. This is summer of 2003, and so it was like everybody was fucking excited, like working at the theater. It was super busy, it was like one of those things. So rewatching it for this, it brought back all those memories. But then I was like, why was I so like hyped for this movie though? Because I remember like really liking this one, and then I thought the second one was good also, and then the third one, Cabin, I think you and I saw it at the
did.
Regal Union Square. I fucking fell asleep after the first like half an hour.
I will tell you something about this movie. I was at the time that the weekend this came out, I was working at Siena College, and on my break, I was eating my lunch, and I was just browsing the internet, and I saw that it was expected to do huge numbers, and I just remember in my head being like, pirates? All of the world is gonna come into a theater in the year of our Lord 2003 and watch pirates. This is what it is.
I was two things. One, I'll go backwards. One, I was at that screening where Andrew fell asleep. And
Oh,
that's-
were you really?
That's the only one of these movies I've ever seen in theaters.
Oh.
And I was just bored out of my skull when the fucking when all the ships are in the toilet spinning around.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
that's the toilet flush one. Of course.
The other thing I will say is Andrew Jupin totally had pirate fever because I was your sophomore year suite mate in the year of 2004 when this came out on DVD, and you were like, guys, I got the Pirates movie, and everyone was like, what? And you're like, everybody get your fucking popcorn out because we are watching Pirates tonight.
Oh no shit! You got shipwrecked with Gabriel Byrne. Oh, awesome! Let's watch it.
I remember liking this movie when it came out. I saw it in the theaters. I was like, okay, this is great. We're getting back to like fun adventure stuff. It reminded me of a little bit of like Indiana Jones or something.
Sure.
But once you had like a Squid Man in those sequels, I started to really feel the fatigue.
You're talking about Bill Nighy as Davy Jones?
Yeah, the Mon
I think.
Calamari villain of the next film.
I should say also, by the way, directed by Gore Verbinski.
And for Gore heads out there, our Patreon offering this month on the We Love Movies feed is The Ring. So that's going to be exciting. We needed to get off a pirate ship for at least a little bit in the month of May.
Now, this is the craziest fucking thing, though, because you want to look at this fucking filmography, dude, leading into this movie. I mean, we're talking The Ring, which he had the year before. The year before that, he had that fucking Brad Pitt, Julia Roberts, James Gandolfini movie, The Mexican.
Oh,
I
yeah.
forgot
And
that
then
was
way
him.
back in '97, he directed fucking Mouse Hunt with Mr. Bean.
That's a great
movie.
one. Yeah.
Is Mr. Bean in that movie?
No, You're thinking of Lee something.
Yes, Lee Evans is exactly
You're
what I'm
thinking, you're
It's him
thinking
and
of the
Nathan
movie
Lane.
Bean. Remember the movie Bean?
I
Yeah.
do remember the movie Bean.
That's where he gets the turkey on his head.
Yep, it's him and Peter McNichol hanging out.
I remember Bean coming out in like 1997, and I grew up watching Mr. Bean, and I was like, and it was like, oh, they're making like a Mr. Bean movie. Like I went to the movies and I was confronted. I was like, what the fuck is Mr. Bean doing here? You know what I mean? It was just like coming this, and it was just him, like an enormous standee, and he's just like, hello, and I'm like, get out of here, Mr. Bean.
That's a lot of
TV
Mr.
stuff.
Bean, dude.
Yeah,
The TV stuff was funny as hell, man.
I love the TV stuff.
Him,
Never
like,
watched it.
Oh man, him with that little teddy bear and then like driving his car on top of his car for some reason.
It was adorable. It was hilarious, especially when you're a little kid.
I had
Yeah.
nothing against it. I'm just saying I never watched it.
But I was just like, Mr. Bean's here. The one thing I realized about this movie and all of these movies, because you're talking about Gore Verbinski, who this movie. I'm not the world's biggest fan. I really like The Ring. I think he's got, he's a good like Hollywood director. But this is a Bruckheimer family production.
Oh, absolutely.
It feels so fucking Bruckheimer-y. Like you can just imagine Nicolas Cage walking by looking for a fucking artifact, and like another Nicolas Cage and Sean Connery looking for something else.
We're gonna have to get the gold to bloom.
It's the color palette. It's all like
Yeah.
reds and oranges and yellows.
You know what?
It's
it really
yellow. It's yellow, and it takes fucking forever to get anywhere because everyone's fucking around. That's the Bruckheimer family style.
And the thing about it, though, the yellow and shit, though, in this movie, it's all faded as fuck. This movie is so dark. We were just watching it, and I said to my wife, I was like, can we close the curtains? I cannot fucking see this movie. And then we did it, and I was like, oh, it's still just totally a dark, muddy-looking movie.
I should also point out, my wife loves this movie. Like, loves it top to bottom. So I do understand the
It's
fandom
okay.
a little bit. I did scream at her for like 30 minutes, but
Just don't scream at
Just
people.
yelling at your wife.
This reminded me a bit of the Mask of Zorro, Martin Campbell's movie.
Yes.
It has that kind of like that almost faux prestige, like this is an important action movie. I say that because I rewatched like 30-40 minutes of it the other night and I fell asleep. The classic quarantine green out, but yeah.
I remember liking Mask of Zorro better than this, but I was younger too, so that probably
But
helped.
I think you're right because Antonio Banderas is at least, a cognizant person versus Johnny Depp's role in this movie.
Oh, you know what though? I was totally, because you guys are talking about Mask of Zorro. I completely, because I'm just on this fucking Verbinski filmography. I was confusing that with The Lone Ranger with fucking Army Hammer
and Johnny Depp. Yeah, there's
Holy
Good Luck
fuck.
Charm.
Should we
That-
cut this?
woof.
Wait, should we do that after we're done with all this?
Oh my God.
No, that
That-
movie
It's
fucking
terrible.
sucks.
It's
And we
terrible.
thought like this was long and drawn out. Dude, that movie is long and drawn out.
The thing
Takes
is,
forever.
this movie, I mean, again, like I remember, you were like, Andrew, who I'm pointing at, who I always blame for making this movie, made me watch this movie. I remember like being into it and then just sort of drifting away, going away and see like it's still happening. And like, if this movie is like 100 minutes and a little tighter, it's a totally fun, solid blockbuster.
Yep.
Absolutely. And that's what you need it to be, dude. Like the scene where Johnny Depp and Orlando Bloom meet in the blacksmith shop and have this sword fight that lasts for 10 minutes.
Yes.
Are you kidding? And like there's a point where like you think it's over and you're like, that's cool. And then they're like fighting on top of shit. And I was like, no, this one's over with.
This one's over. I do like that there's a donkey in that sequence.
Sure.
Big into donkeys in film.
It's the bombasticism that won't stop. It's like, what if we kept pushing it? Like, no, you're done. You've done what you need to do in the scene. Move on.
And in that fight sequence, they try to set up things too, because it's like, oh, look, Orlando Bloom can throw a sword and it will lock a door. And then at the final scene where he saves him from the gallows, it's like he throws the sword again and it's so firmly in place that he can stand on it. It's just like, I would have believed it. It's a fucking crazy movie anyway. I would have believed it. I don't need it set up. I don't need
one time would have been totally fine.
Yeah, I don't need a sword chuck to be set up.
I will say something that I really hate about this movie, and it has nothing to do with the actual movie itself, but this was around the time where Disney started really having a full stranglehold, because they got The Boys with this movie. Yep. It was always more of like Disney sucks because Barney sucks and childish shit sucks for most boys. But all of a sudden, Pixar and Pirates comes out, and boys are like, it's kind of good. And then Marvel and Star Wars happen. They're like, I need it.
Women love this movie. Like your wife, girls, this was like a sexual awakening.
They love this movie. I'm saying specifically, there's all of a sudden, this opens another door for Disney, I feel like.
I looked up the screenwriters and it made all the sense in the fucking world. These guys also were the screenwriting team, I mean, of a million people that did Aladdin, the 92 Aladdin, and it makes so much sense. All of like the kind of the way the movement of the characters and so on and so forth. It feels very like that.
Except like
without
Aladdin,
the music.
Well, without the great music and the great Robin Williams performance and Gilbert Gottfried performance.
And the 79-minute running time.
Absolutely, yeah. And that's what I'm talking about, though. Like, in that movie, it's never like, okay, now Aladdin is stuck in the palace and Princess Jasmine's out trying to do something.
Yes.
Like, the way that they just exchange, like, locations of characters in this movie repeatedly, like you're watching some dude on the street doing one of those like guess the ball under the cup games.
Yes, exactly. I don't know which ship anyone is on at any given moment.
And people are fucking sneaking off ships and going underwater to sneak off ships. Get out of here with all these fucking ship switches.
Look, guys, it's 3 ships.
Yeah, I know. Well,
give it a break. It's 3 fucking ships.
Follow the eye. It's 3 ships. Here we go. Here we go. Make some money.
Find the black pearl. Find the black pearl. With $1. Find the black pearl.
Ooh, but like, white sails under that cup. Sorry.
There's just moments in this movie where like Keira Knightley will get kidnapped for some reason, and then like 3 minutes later, she's not kidnapped anymore. Like the scene where she and Johnny Depp get stranded on that island, and you're like, oh fuck, they're in for the long haul now. And literally, like the next fucking scene, she's like, well, nope. So Jonathan Pryce is here to save the day. Guess we don't have to worry. And I'm like, well, then what the fuck did you go there for in the first place?
Or
screenplay?
Just cut it out of the movie. You filmed it. It looked good. Put it on that DVD extra.
Sure, I'll buy that DVD and make all my friends watch the deleted scenes.
Keira Knightley's character, Ms. Swan. I was like, why do they name her after a Mad TV character?
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's what's-her-face's old kind of racist character there.
More than kind of, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that Miss Kwan, I think, was the character? Or
Oh,
was
really?
it Swan? Did I make
maybe
that
I'm
up?
confusing. I thought it was Swan.
No,
Crandall.
it was actually a nod to Proust.
Oh, yes, of course.
Makes total fucking sense.
that's-
You know, Steve, I think another thing, though, about like why in, '04 when
You
I
had
had that DVD.
When you had Pirate Fever.
Pirate Fever, exactly.
okay.
I think it was just a thing where like I had more patience as a younger man for longer movies, even when the movie doesn't call for it. Like I didn't have a problem with the runtime of like The Irishman, because that movie I think, warrants everything that it's doing. But like movies that didn't deserve to be that long and still were anyway, I was totally fine with it. And now it's like I got no fucking time for all these sword fights.
Because the thing with this movie,
Internet ticker, it is Miss Swan, Alex Borstein. I believe she's Lois Griffin now. Is that?
Yeah.
Hey, you know what, Eric? I'll remember to give you $10 the next time I see you.
Oh shit!
Wow. I'll never do that. I'll never see you ever again.
Probably not. I mean,
well, dude, you could Venmo him that money.
No, I can't. It's got to be physical money.
We are lost at sea right now.
I will say that the problem with the movie is that it feels like a hot potato. Like
yes.
every once in a while, somebody else has the hot potato. The Irishman, only one person has the hot potato.
Hence the name.
Exactly.
Well, it's really unclear whose movie this is, and I mean, like, it's like three prongs of: is Johnny Depp? Is it his movie, or is he like just kind of like the roguish anti-hero that pops in scenes and makes them fun? Or is it Orlando Bloom's movie, who's a fucking gaping hole of a nothing? Or is it Keira Knightley? But no, she's actually a damsel that is just a piece on a board to be moved around.
Hey, like Geoffrey Rush, you want to give him this movie? Go
I would love. Geoffrey Rush kind of rules in this movie. By the way, if you can, go onto your computer right now. Look at Geoffrey Rush's IMDb photo. He looks exactly like Junior Soprano. It's like a Junior Soprano biopic.
Ooh, you're right.
Not great.
What is going on there?
I don't know what's going on.
That hat is terrible. And this jacket's like way too big for him. Look at this shit.
Yes, James, I had a hard time playing Junior Soprano. You know, it was so tough, but especially the cunnilingus scenes. I mean, you know, he wouldn't do that.
Oh, I totally forgot about the controversy of that character in that episode. So yeah, Geoffrey Rush does fucking rule in this movie. I think the thing is, though, Steve, to answer your question, I feel like what they were going for was like halfway through this movie. Like they were like, you know what? It is the Orlando Bloom film. You know, I believe some of those LOTR movies were out at this point. Maybe just the first one.
Well, the trailer for this was on Two Towers.
It was on Two Towers.
Yes, they wanted to get the Orlando Bloom stands to show up.
Right. So I think the thing they realized, though, like making the movie, they were like, oh shit, maybe this is more of a Johnny Depp movie, because like he gets the last line in the movie, all that shit. But I think it was originally intended like, well, Johnny Depp's going to play this character, but they had no idea also like how big this character was going to be. And I think like as these movies go on, one, Orlando Bloom and Keira Knightley like aren't in one of them at one point, and it is just like the full on Johnny Depp show. But I think like to your question, it was sort of originally it's this like Will whatever the fuck movie with this like big star that's kind of doing this other thing alongside him. But then it's just, I mean, this Jack Sparrow was everywhere. You couldn't fucking dodge it.
This whole Johnny Depp performance is pretty crazy because it's like it made him so much fucking money, obviously, but it also kind of ruined his career because it's almost like becoming like Luke Skywalker at 50. It's like such an iconic character almost.
And it's also, it ruined his career because it was like, this was the beginning of, you know what, Johnny, just riff. Like, you know what I mean? Like before that, I think he was like working with interesting directors and doing stuff and like finding characters with them, et cetera, et cetera. But now it's just like, oh man, Johnny is just going to show up and he's going to do Johnny. And it's like, dude, do not.
It's also when he gets used to having like a lot of comfort and like
yes.
craft services is really nice at the big leagues. Tim Burton's only giving you like fucking chicken wings.
Well, I mean, in what was it? 05? Well, that's a post this.
I would eat chicken wings with Tim Burton. Just putting that out there in the world.
Would.
Oh, well, I'm on that YouTube show with the hot wings.
Oh, look, that one's too hot, and that one's too hot.
Excuse me, could you give me the ghost peppers?
Oh, this one's rotten. It's a Frankenwingy.
The only thing I can eat, could you just put ketchup on a chicken wing?
Now I want to search YouTube for ketchup on a chicken wing to see what crazy shit pops up.
His early part of the 21st century was interesting because it's like He's got that role before Night Falls, and then the fucking Chocolat remake there in 2000, and then like Blow in 2001, which is a movie I guarantee doesn't hold up, but I was obsessed with that fucking movie when it came out.
Ditto.
I thought it was the coolest movie.
Hangover movie central. It is one of the greats.
Hangover movie. I was always just like, all right with the movie. If it was on, it was on. I never really, I wasn't out seeking out Blow.
It was Goodfellas for babies, kind of.
I think it got more credit than it deserved because it was right around when Ted Demme died. And everybody's like, oh, he went out on top, man. Oh, yeah. Oh, 100% he went out on top.
Yeah, totally. But then the role he had right before this, Jack Sparrow, was that fucking From Hell movie.
Right. That's a stay tuned and a half.
Absolutely.
I mean, and like that's the thing is he was like this guy. I mean, like and you know, he Ninth Gate is around here, so is Fear and Loathing. I think it's like 99. I want to say. A movie I was obsessed with at the time and all that stuff.
Yeah, that was 98. Ninth Gate was 99.
So he's like,
Hollow 99. Yeah.
And all of these are like, you know, just like movies that he's in that mostly hold up. And then, you know, again, it turns into this. Then there's a direct line from this to what's that? Moorcock or what?
Mordecai.
Dude, Mordecai, that movie, I was dumbfounded at how terrible that movie is.
By the way,
pretty impressive.
Shout out to Michael Moorcock, great fantasy novelist.
That's what I was trying to cast Johnny Depp in the biopic, dude. Moorcock, the movie.
That'd be good, man.
I think the way that the slashers should have never left the 80s, Depp should have never left the 90s.
Yeah.
That was really like only as of very recently does he seem to be. He's doing a movie with the guy who did Embrace of the Serpent and Birds of Passage.
Oh, really?
It's him and Pattinson are together for this movie. I don't know if it's coming out now, but you know, it was supposed to come out this year. So he might have been going back to it, but like the last 2 decades has been a disaster.
Personally, professionally, just a disaster.
So yeah, I mean, you know, whatever. We don't have to go through this movie because, like, you know, I feel 60% of this is just sword fights, which aren't really interesting to talk about. But I did not recall this prologue.
You don't need it. You totally don't need it.
Nope. I was like,
her as a kid.
Yeah, the two of them like meeting as children, and you've got fucking Jonathan Pryce there. Also, fucking eerily, you've got this Commodore. Played by what's his face,
Jack Davenport, which is actually his real name, not the character name, because it sounds like it's a character name.
It definitely could be. Yeah. I didn't put it together. I was like, wait a second. So this dude also. So okay, to kind of backtrack, but not. This sort of lumps into another question of how fucking old is Keira Knightley's character supposed to be?
Great question.
Because we have this girl, and then this fucking Norrington is there on this ship as a grown-ass man in this prologue. And then when we get to the present time in the story, this dude is still a grown-ass man, and now that little girl's Keira Knightley, and he's like, yes, I want to marry you.
It seems totally normal. I mean, we hear news stories about this all the time. But
every day.
I remember her saying it was 8 years prior.
Right, which is insane though, because like that little girl in the prologue is like like 10 years old?
Yeah well, maybe. Actually Keira Knightley is 18 in when this movie came out.
Oh, really? So she's 18.
No, really? Wow.
Yeah. And Norrington is 38.
And I just love at some point in this 8-year time frame, Jonathan Pryce's character, the governor, decides between this black wig he has, this black Captain Hook wig, for the more staid gray wig he wears for most of the film.
Absolutely, June. That's a decision no gentlemanly wig wearer comes to lightly.
You have to be forced to it. You have to have your friends have to tell you, like, oh, don't you think it's a little silly to have that black wig on?
Do you think he keeps it just for old times, like he wears it around his bedroom?
For the ladies.
Do you want the governor or the governor's son?
Or the generalissimo?
We're going to make fun of this 18 to 36 relationship, but like honestly, at the time, this was an August to August relationship as it stood.
Yeah,
it's true. I want to drop
the DiCaprio, dude.
Quick hot take for the room. I mean, people listening might agree with me, maybe not, but I kind of like that this movie takes its time to start and like kind of establishes the world and it feels lived in. And it does, it is long. What I don't like is that the action scenes towards the end take forever.
I kind of agree with you. I mean, I do think this movie takes a little long to get going. I kind of want to just get to where we're going, but I do agree. Like I prefer that to the overly bloated action. Who's carrying the hot potato at the last hour and a half of the movie?
Yeah, and I think the other thing too is like I'm fine sitting with like the first whatever this is, like 45 minutes of this movie. Because at least Johnny Depp like strolls in early on and you're not just sitting around with fucking Orlando Bloom who I thought I liked that dude, but now thinking back, like, why? I mean, honestly, why? Like, I know people like him in those Lord of the Rings movies. I am one of the people out there that just thinks that those movies are totally fine. That kind of shit just doesn't do it for me. Like, I know you guys like the Game of Thrones a lot more and whatever, but like, they're fine, and he's, I guess, fine in them. But like, why did I care this much about fucking Orlando Bloom?
I don't know why you did. Maybe because you're watching too much Access Hollywood.
Could be.
I funny enough, like even though I like fantasy shit, I have only seen the Lord of the Rings movies once when they were in theaters, original the first time. I've never seen them again since, and I've been meaning to go back, and I feel like it could help, especially with this rewatch, to do my critical reappraisal of Orlando Bloom.
I like all of those movies. I really like them. They're total hangover movies. Anytime TNT's got the marathon going, I'll stick around for 40 minutes. But the thing is, Orlando Bloom kind of has an Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's kind of playing a Terminator in that movie. Like it's robotic, but it's like, oh, he's an elf, so it's okay.
Because like he doesn't talk a lot, right?
Yes, exactly. It's
I'm
a bit
going to
Terminator.
need your horse. I'm going to need your tunic, and I'm going to need your longbow.
And dude, looking back, I know they wanted to cast it with like a certain kind of actor, but honestly, kind of a misstep not having Arnold in those LOTR movies.
I could have taken
He
him.
could have played one of the
king.
walking trees. Austrian.
It is
oak.
I, the king elf. Yes,
King of the elves, dude. Exactly.
that is right. I am making out with Kate Blanchett, the queen of the elves. We're all having sex. We're coming. It's terrific. We come in the muir pool.
I come in the forest.
I come in the trunk of the tree. I come in the pond.
And then the tree complains.
Oh, you came on my feet.
That's right. It really needed Arnold walking around jerking off, coming on stuff.
It's true. It would have been a much better trilogy.
I will say about the world building, like I get that, and I like that it does. Like I could take it if it was in the town and I was learning the town, but like the world building is literally on a ship that we never see again.
Cabin, you are in that fucking port city for like the first fucking hour of the movie. Are you kidding me?
Well, I'm saying I want that the preamble. I still think should be cut. Oh,
absolutely. Although we would lose a fucking hilarious line because like the movie opens with this little girl. It's the younger Keira Knightley like singing "La-di-da, Pirate's Life for Me" or whatever the fuck. And that guy with the great General Burnside sideburns goes like he fucking yells at her, and then Norrington or Jonathan Pryce is like, "Excuse me, that's a child," and he goes, "Yeah, but she was singing about pirates." Fucking great line.
There's another great part about this scene where they discover a burning boat or whatever, and it seems to be such a fucking surprise. Which is always funny. It's like, I thought boats were slow.
That happens a lot in this movie where it's like, a boat. It's like, I don't know, you saw it. It's the fucking horizon, dude. It's everywhere.
And Pryce comes out going like, maybe it blew up on its own.
Yes.
That's kind of great because they're like, oh man, pirates definitely did this. And he's like, now, let's not jump to any conclusions. Maybe the boat just exploded.
Yeah, of course.
Boats explode all the time.
It could be one of those meth boats you hear about.
Someone was cooking on that boat.
Ah, shit, it's going to spill again. Ah, shit, fuck.
And the only thing you need to fucking get out of this prologue is that a little boy is washed up on a little piece of wood. It's young Orlando Bloom. He's got a fucking pirate medallion around his neck. Keira Knightley steals it. Bing, bang, boom. Welcome to
'cause she-
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Really sticky fingers on this little fucking rich girl here. I'll
Well,
tell you
yeah,
that
because
much.
she's rich. That's how they stay rich, dude. Is they just see a working class boy in the water and they just rob him.
Honestly, dude, who's the real fucking pirate in this movie? Jonathan Pryce or the Pirates?
Thank you.
Big fucking Billy Turner must have super glued him to this raft because it is holding him up despite him slipping into the water.
Oh yeah, it's a motion picture.
Oh, yes. Okay. That's good to know. Thank you, Eric.
Forgot about that one important
Yes,
detail.
yes.
there, Cameron.
Yes. Nothing makes sense. We should abandon all hope.
Meanwhile, let's go back to nitpicking it uselessly.
No, but I do think. I mean, that is the thing about this movie that always kind of rubbed me the wrong way. And I know, yes, Eric, it is a motion picture, but it is a movie that will never stop letting you know it's a movie.
Yeah,
It's
right,
winking
that's
it's winking the entire time. It never wants to draw you in and make you worry about any of these characters, which makes those incredibly long action scenes all the more tedious. It's like, I know everyone's gonna be fine, so let's just go.
To it. At some point, right before they put Keira Knightley and Jack Sparrow on the island, some guy says, "This is taking too long." And there's 45 fucking minutes left.
So yeah, she wakes up and she's like, it's a brand new day, and she's got to meet. She's being like sold off to Captain whatever the fuck his name is.
Well, dude, it's fucking terrible. It's like, oh, hey, Keira Knightley, are you still asleep? Wake up at the crack of dawn to go watch this dude's fucking promotion ceremony. Great use of everyone's time. Watching this asshole get a promotion to Commodore.
What else is there to do in this fucking town, right?
I don't know, man. Drink rum and jerk off. Go swimming.
She's
Fuck
living
it.
under the boot of Jonathan Pryce there. So
It's a fucking tiny little boot, dude.
it's a pirate's life for me. I just drink rum and jerk off all day.
I would be a great pirate. I'm being a pirate right now.
Wait, how much are you being a pirate?
Just the first part about drinking.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a secret joy call.
Oh God.
Oh man.
all right there, Mr. Cabin, get your pants off.
Stroke it.
Welcome to Jonathan Pryce jerk off instructions.
You might remember me as playing a villain in a James Bond film.
Well, yes, I
Now
can.
get cranking.
Yes, I can. I can put on a wig. Would you like the black one or the white one?
I'm imagining a JOI video that's like the Blade Runner test, and it's just like, well, why wouldn't I take my pants off?
Did you see that boring film, The Wife, with me and old what's-her-name, who was my wife, Glenn Close? Well, in that movie, no one's jerking anyone off, and that was the problem.
You know, in Brazil, there was a lot of papers floating around. Is that gonna do anything for you, jerk off wise?
We regret to inform you that the Jonathan Pryce jerk-off instruction video series has been canceled due to extreme lack of interest.
But now you can find me on Masterclass.
Oh man! Oh dude,
it's
Masterclass
also-
Jonathan Pryce teaches you how to jerk off.
Yeah, I was going to say it's still just about jerking off.
Honestly, it would probably be better than those fucking regular masterclass things. At least you wouldn't be pissing your money away.
Now look, you don't always have to have lubricant, but I suggest you use it. Use it to your advantage when jacking off.
Now, once social distancing is worn off, you could perform the two popes, and it goes as such.
I'm just waiting for. I'm counting the days before the fucking feds raid the master class offices for being the scam that it is. It's gonna happen.
It's like Trump University, man. Are you fucking kidding me with these masterclass things? Get out of here.
It's nice to see Spike Lee getting paid though, because they all got in, did it, and then left.
I guess so, dude. But Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
hasn't everyone been on that? Like Werner Herzog teaches you how to be weird.
Yeah.
There was like an Aaron Sorkin like teaches you how to write like an asshole.
Yep.
I was like, I don't want to take that class.
They're the most classless thing I've ever, and I'm a big Neil Gaiman fan. The most classless thing I've ever seen Neil Gaiman do is somebody was like, "Hey Neil Gaiman, I can't afford your masterclass, but I really want to learn how to write from you." and he like retweeted it and is like, "Can we raise the funds to get into my master class?" I'm like, "You fucking dick, dude."
That sucks. Do you know what happened, dude? Did you follow up?
I think she got the money because someone's like, "Oh, she needs to know how to write about dreams."
But is Neil okay? Like, it seems like he's in financial straits.
I think him and his wife are doing just fine.
Yes, my bathroom isn't spooky enough. I need 3 more of them.
So whatever the fuck, man. She puts on a corset, which is actually very important for this, and I think it's doing something for somebody. By the way,
It looked like he was doing something for Jonathan Pryce in this scene. To be totally honest with you,
because the thing is, like, it cuts off her airflow. And a nice little dig at corsets here, and like, and the fashion at the time. And she passes out at this party and falls into the water, which is how Jack Sparrow comes to save the day.
right? Because he kind of has, I think, a great entrance into this movie. I love that he's on this little fucking shitty skiff that's sinking.
Yeah.
And like he's standing on the top of the post, like right as it gets to the dock, and like it's a nice introduction to a character.
It is a really cool introduction to a character, but then it runs right into the wall of the problems of this movie, which is the two characters, I got it and I really got it, that really like have to interrogate him and tell all these jokes.
He circle talks them, and it's almost like a who's on first type of thing, and it lets you know that like this Johnny Depp character is a bit fun.
But this is that kind of like jokey Disney shit that I'm not at these movies for.
Exactly.
I hate these two. I forgot about these two guys, and I forgot just how much they're all over this movie. They're in it till the very fucking end. They're terrible. And the two guys that became a sensation with these movies, these two fucking inept pirates, the one guy from The Office and the little guy from Seinfeld.
Yeah, Mackenzie Crook, and I don't know the other guy's name.
They reminded me of C-3PO and R2-D2 in this.
Yes, but at least with that fucking duo, one of them doesn't say anything.
Well, that's
just bleeps and bloops. One of these pirates should be bleeping and blooping.
That's the problem right there.
Nope.
The problem isn't that it's just jokey like all these fucking Disney movies are. It's that it's jokey and it's clearly giving you exposition out the ass.
Yes.
It's just laying the fucking groundwork, and you're like, I fucking get it.
This is like through these two dudes, we learn about like what the curse of the Black Pearl is. And it's like this crew of the damned who were so shitty, they got spit out of hell and this, that, and the other thing. And I'm just like, man, I really don't care.
A captain so evil. The Black Pearl is captained by a captain so evil that hell itself spat him back out.
It's a good line. I'm okay with it.
Yeah. Not too bad. Not too bad. Yeah. Also, so when Keira Knightley falls in this water, her I keep wanting to say amulet, her little pirate pendant that she's wearing.
Medallion.
Oh, thank you. There it is. I couldn't tell which word they used that all mean the same object. This medallion sends off a little like shockwave into the water, this like echolocation thing. And then, like, an hour later, the fucking bad guys show up.
I just got a text message. Yar!
Oh, my God. I feel like I have to shit. Oh, it's a medallion. I haven't felt that in years. It must be the medallion. We got to go, boys.
So, for his troubles, they're like, oh, cool. You saved Keira Knightley's life. That's excellent. Now you're going to be executed. Because I guess the rule on this at this port city is like no pirates whatsoever. If a pirate sets foot on a dock, they're going to be hung.
I love their commitment to it, that they do it even though he saves her, and then they try to do it again later, which is
they are really trying to execute this guy. Yeah,
that's right. Any pirates show up, get him out of here, hang him, just hang him.
Look at my fucking big blonde wig I'm wearing.
All right, you know who pirates are? They're Mexicans, they're Muslims, they're anyone. I say.
They have the COVID more than we have the COVID because I say so.
We're shutting down the ports. We're shutting down all the ports,
Listen,
folks.
If you watch me on TV, you'll be cured from the COVID.
Steve, I do have to ask you a question here.
Oh, wow.
With Honk Shoe Bloom, when he enters, he starts talking about Tang
Yes.
Swordbeck, did you get a little excited?
I absolutely thank you so much. When Orlando Bloom shows up, he's a blacksmith. He gives a ceremonial sword to Jack Davenport's character, or to be given to Jack Davenport's character, and he's like, "Yes, it's a perfect sword. The balance is perfect, and the tang is almost as wide as the blade itself." I'm like, "Oh, dude, that's a well-made sword."
Dude, but will it kill?
Well, that's the question. We don't know. We got to go back.
But
Also,
Tang
it
is
totally sucks that I thought the exact same thing, Kevin. I was like, Steve something that sword show.
Forged in Fire or Forged in Fire Knife or Death, which is a superior show, which I'm actually I'll be honest, I'm a little worried that this season of Knife or Death might not be happening because of COVID.
Well, a lot of those contestants, yeah. A lot of those contestants, I assume, are high risks for getting the disease.
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
Now, is Knife or Death exactly what I think it is? We're specializing only in knives.
Well, no, it's a show wherein Bill Goldberg and some other guy.
Bill Goldberg.
That's right,
It's a
dude.
name I haven't heard in a long time.
Seriously.
It's a knifesticle course show wherein people have to take knives either they made or they bought and take them through a knife obstacle course, and no one does well. It's fantastic.
Wow, knife obstacle course. That's actually pretty great.
You know what show I liked that was also sort of a spinoff of this whole Forged in Fire universe? And I think it's canceled now, and it definitely won't be coming back probably with everything that's going on. I think it was called Night Fight.
Oh, I
And-
remember Night Fight.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of like fat dudes put on armor and beat the shit out of each other. And that is
Wait a second.
that's the
What?
entire show. That's the whole show.
That is the entire show. He's right. He's not kidding.
What cable network is this on?
It's on History. It's part of this. Like, it's just this. Like,
Dude, the History Channel is a fucking disgrace.
I learned that fat guys fall down even faster when they wear armor.
and they have historically fallen down fast.
Tonight on History Channel, Jello fights. Let the ladies rip.
Seriously.
And then at the beginning, they're like, well, you know, Marie Antoinette used Jello. Anyway, here's some half-naked ladies fighting in Jello.
What? That's history. That's
This
history.
did indeed happen on the campus of Duke in 1999. There was Jello fighting in the middle of the street.
Well, I've been saying we got to get that horny history podcast up.
That there is at the end of Fortune Fire, like the last challenge is always like, you have to recreate a sword from history. You can recreate this incredibly nice sword from and it'll be like the Spanish cutlass that the pirates used in 1691 to 1735, also featured heavily in the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. Like it'll also be like, you know what I mean? We're trying, or you can find this in the history books or the video game Assassin's Creed.
Today we're making Dragon Scale. You may remember this from the famous Game of Thrones.
So Jack Sparrow is captured once again and thrown in the brig. And that night, the port is attacked by the crew of the Black Pearl.
This sequence kind of rules. I will be honest.
It's not too bad. I have to say, dude, Orlando Bloom's character, I almost said Will Scarlet. Will, whatever the fuck.
Will Turner.
Turner, thank you. Just like his diaries.
Ow, those get dark.
He gets into this fucking fight immediately and not with swordplay, friends. Oh no. Look out, Disney movie. He's definitely throwing an axe into this dude's back.
It's great. I love Bomb Pirate the best.
Oh, that dude's crazy.
These guys are like Cenobites, man.
They are.
Which one of them is Kano? Did everybody notice this?
I did.
Absolutely.
I
I think this was his last role, by the way.
Did not.
R.I.P.D. Kano, dude.
Well,
Accidental OD.
Burial at Sea.
Did he really?
No, I mean, if this is his last movie, it's kind of like
Oh, I see.
No, he
I
was
see
buried
what
in
you're saying.
Outworld, actually.
I'm sure it was lovely if his family is listening.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm sure.
Steve Carell took his whole body back to Outworld. Had to
Are you
bury
making,
him.
well, what was that? It's called Last Flag Flying?
Yes,
You're making
Yeah.
a Last Flag
I
Flying
am.
reference?
I'm doing it. I went.
You're
to
the
it.
only person that saw that movie.
No, I saw it, and I think it's incredibly underrated. Linklater.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I liked it.
All right.
Also, a butler gets shot in the face right here,
Yes.
which was pretty fucking awesome, dude. There's like they storm Keira Knightley's house basically, and this dude answers at the door like yes, and she's like running down the stairs to be like, no, it's pirates, and you just see this dude like mother totally drops dead. Man, it was awesome.
That is a good one.
And I think that that's fine because like these movies are totally bloodless, which is fine. I'm not talking about it needs to be like blood and gut, but like towards the end of the movie, it's just skeletons, which I love skeletons. Don't get me wrong, but they're immortal, so they can't die. And it's like, well, what the fuck are we fighting for?
Absolutely no stakes in this movie at all, because like of your big three, of your Orlando Bloom, your Keira Knightley, and your Johnny Depp, obviously none of them are going to Davy Jones' locker. And like worst case scenario, it's Geoffrey Rush. And you're like, all right, that's fine. But like, kill some of these fucking nobodies. Like the only time people are dying are these when like the redcoats are attacking, like when it's the fucking, the British Navy's going after these skeletons and the skeletons are getting the drop on these guys. But like, we've never met any of these guys. Like at least with some of the pirates, like you get to know the actors' faces throughout this long as hell movie.
You're right.
So
that Norrington guy should not make it through this movie. He's in the future movies.
Not only is in the future movies, dude, I do believe he fucking becomes a pirate at one point.
I think in the third one he becomes a pirate.
Because he's like, oh, Keira Knightley, is this what you actually like, pirate dick? Oh.
Oh, dude, she's in the pirate play, man.
Yeah. Oh, shit, dude, definitely out there.
Norrington becomes Cuckbeard.
Cuckbeard the pirate.
Excellent.
All right, Keira Knightley, I'll stop washing my balls.
Oh, you need $100 for your date with your boyfriend. Well, okay.
Yar, Cuckbeard.
This is $1 million idea.
Absolutely is. Absolutely is.
The action figure of Cuckbeard comes with a glass that he puts up against the door to listen.
Yeah, and pull his arms to make him cry.
This is where we do meet Geoffrey Rush as Captain Barbossa, killing it in this movie.
He's so fun. It's a classic. It's like a fucking sea captain Simpsons voice, but it's you know what I mean. It's like, but it's Geoffrey Rush, so it rules. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Like he's not doing it for. I mean, I guess he's being a little silly. He's playing a cartoonish pirate, but you know what I mean. He's like playing it as a menacing sort of whatever. Yes. The sea captain, as far as I recall, is not that menacing.
He's not sleeping on it. That's what's really, and like when the menacing parts come, you do feel it with him. Like it's not just like all like hardy a parrot fart.
Yeah, because he's a pirate. he's a guy. He's acting the role of fucking Johnny Depp is fun in the movie. I think he's good in the movie, but he's like playing like a comedy Jonathan Davis.
Yes. Thank you for remembering it. You texted that to me last night, and I was so thrilled.
I mean, they're both suffering from fucking white guy dreads, dude, and that just has to stop. It's gotta stop.
Boom, pirate.
Well, there's historical precedence for white guy dreads. You could remember it from the 1600s or the movie Pirates of the Caribbean: Curse of the Black Pearl.
Welcome back to History Haircut here on History Channel.
Welcome back to pornography on the History Channel. We're just showing you straight pornography, and we'll have guys come in every 5 or 10 minutes to talk for a little bit, but then back to the pornography.
I got one for History Haircut, by the way. You're just a little off the top.
Oh, sure. That was history's most dangerous
Speaking
haircut.
of self-quarantining, Hitler cut his own hair. That's what happened.
We have lined up a team of the country's most respected barbers, and they're going to have to give the same historical haircut each week here on History's Haircuts. First up, Julius Caesar.
Oh, yeah, that's a famous dude.
That is a famous haircut. I think we just pitched it. By the way, copyright We Hate Movies. FYI.
Yeah.
Oh, totally.
Right. Yeah, I'm going to put this podcast in the mail, mail it back to myself so I got the stamp.
This Wednesday afternoon on the season finale of History's Haircuts, all remaining 3 barbers go head-to-head to see who can cut the best Mo Howard. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, it's actually it's a little more of an Adolf Hitler you got there. It's not so much of a Mo Howard. So yeah, it's a good haircut, but not a great haircut.
He's like touching it like the dog inspectors and
Yeah.
whatever the Westminster.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you cut that. You cut that bang at an angle. Damn. Damn.
Damn.
Oh, what a tragedy. Looks like you mixed up your stooge and clearly gave your subject the Larry Fine.
It's bloody raw.
So whatever, a lot of stuff happens. Mackenzie Crook and this other guy, they do like a quick Halloween riff with Keira Knightley. She's in the closet.
Yeah,
That's true.
Because I mean, again, these guys start off as menacing. This whole movie starts off as menacing, but you have to wink at the kiddies to let everybody know everything's gonna be okay. Like,
Well, the second this asshole's fucking eyeball falls out, dude, you're just like, all right, well, that's the end of that.
Oh, it's even before that. Like, so a guard opens the door for the pirates, and the pirates put a fucking gun right in his face and pull the trigger. It's not fucking, Rainbow Road or anything like that. It's just fucking dry as hell, and he just falls to the floor in one piece.
what Mario Kart mod are you using with blood everywhere?
That is, I misspoke
Seriously.
there.
So of Keira Knightley, the first of like 3 times in this movie she's fucking kidnapped happens right here.
well, she invokes the right of parlay because she's such
right.
a pyrophile. She knows about all the pirate lore and she's
Total
able to
pyrophile.
cite precedents and shit.
Yeah, she uses a parlay. She puts money on the tip off that Kevin Garnett's gonna get it, and then she uses.
I would love it if in this movie, dude, those 2 fucking goofball pirates got shot in the head in a fucking vestibule.
Or alternatively, Pirate Mike Francesa. She wants parlay. they're in the back of an Italian restaurant. Well, all right, what do you? You can't put money on the Celtics right now. It's ridiculous.
Curse of the Black Pearl. That's the dumbest ship I ever heard.
Look, when you get out there on the high seas, the first person you kiss cannot be Captain Jack Sparrow.
It just can't be. That's the second part of that.
So she gets on board the ship and she's like, "Hey, asshole, I got this fucking medallion. It sure looks like something you'd want." He's like, "Yes, as a matter of fact, I do. By the way, the parlay is bullshit. Now you're kidnapped, and we're sailing off into the night."
It is important. She does lie here. He's like, "What's your name?" And she's like, "Oh, I can't say Swan because that's the governor's name. He'll definitely kidnap me." Bad improv. Turner, and he's like, "Well, that's exactly who I be looking for." It's like, oh fuck.
Exactly. And so they go off to their Isle of the Dead, which is also like their hideout or whatever. And so at this point, basically, like Will breaks Jack Sparrow out of jail, and they sort of just like team up to steal a boat and go get Elizabeth back. Is the idea? That's like that should have been really the only kind of part of the movie.
Yes.
And instead, there's like tons of detours and shit. But.
Well, I mean, like if they just go to get her back and then get her back and then the movie ends, that's like a movie, right?
It would be a fucking excellent 90-minute movie.
Yes. But it's like,
I mean, it is so bloated because like Jack Sparrow's in the prison and the cannon fodder from the Black Pearl frees all the other prisoners except for him, because then we have to get this other scene where pirates confront him and they turn out to be the mutineers that dropped him off. So you establish that, but it's just like it is a lot of padding.
Totally. So they sneak aboard a ship and fucking. This is the first of a couple of ship switches here because Norrington is like, "Oh, they're trying to steal my boat, are they? Ha ha ha!" And they go out, and then like these British Navy men jump on board this ship, and then fucking Jack Sparrow and Will Turner just like sneak back onto the other ship and just fucking steal it. Ship switching.
Yeah, it's all over this fucking movie. I'm assuming it's going to be throughout the series.
It's perfectly fine. You never been to an oar party?
dude.
Sigourney Weaver throws them all the time. It's very classy. Allison Janney's there.
Look, we put all these. We put these oars in the fishbowl, dude, and you got to fucking fish out your oar, man.
It's a big fishbowl.
It's an enormous fishbowl. It takes an hour.
You get on the ship, and then your wife gets on a rope, and
Mhm.
swings over to the other ship to fuck a guy.
I
And
like
then
this.
Wait, you become Cuckbeard? It's a Cuckbeard simulator?
This is the origins of Cuckbeard.
Got it. I do like the idea of like the oars. You know which one's like, oh, that's a really nice looking oar. I want to go with that one. It's got like a little pearl handle. Definitely want to.
Sure.
Yeah,
Maybe-
that's a nice looking oar.
That looks like.
Oh, that oar right there, that's the oar of a carpenter.
I'm gonna be honest with you. That looks like the oar of a man who has an awfully young bride.
He chose paddly, and then you die because it was a paddle.
Oh,
God.
dude, no. Ready? Wait. Dude, he chose Orly.
I'm gonna. By the way, this is if you just throw those away, you have yourself an orgy. FYI,
Oh, yeah. Oh, right.
Oh.
or an orgy.
About 5 minutes ago, I was being made fun of for talking about Last Flag Flying. Everybody is listening.
I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm sure it's a fine movie, but you couldn't pay me for
Yeah,
that trailer.
I'm in the same boat.
Did you guys ever see The Last Detail, though?
Yeah, I love that movie.
The sequel.
It's a direct sequel.
Well, the book is.
Well,
It's the
Oh,
book is based
jeez.
on the sequel to the
Oh
book.
boy. Well, why don't you mail it to 1975?
Get Jack Nicholson in there. Maybe you got yourself a movie
Sure,
here.
sure.
I'm just not
You-
watching Steve Carell in a dramatic performance after Dan in real life.
no,
I mean, Marwin as well, come on.
no. I will say this movie is not fucking Dan in real life.
That's what it looked
dude.
like from the trailer. I'm sorry.
I didn't see any pancakes in the trailer.
Yeah.
There's nary a fucking pancake, dude. And as far as I can tell about Dan in real life, he wasn't a fucking traumatized Vietnam veteran.
I
Yeah.
didn't. Oh shit! Is that why he made Marwin? Made his town of Marwin.
Now
I'm
that
sure it's
Steve Carell
fine.
drama fucking sucked.
I'm sure Marwin in that movie is fine.
So we got to sail to Tortuga, which, as far as I can tell, is kind of like the Scallywag hangout.
Yes.
This
It's
like
pretty
the
cool.
Sodom and Gomorrah of pirate world.
This-
I
It's like
guess.
Pirate Town, dude. They're fucking doing all types of shit there. Right when they get there, right when Jack Sparrow and Orlando Bloom are walking around, there's this fat dude just double fisting all this ale, pouring it all over his fucking body. It's disgusting.
I was like, is that a mirror?
Now, here's my question, though. So all you guys had Fat Slob chugging the beers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What platform did you watch the movie on?
Disney Plus.
Ditto.
All right, so good. I thought for a second I was getting a classic Disney editing something out. I must have just looked down at my iPad at the wrong
Oh,
time.
it's like a half a second long, but it's like a glorious half a second that you're even thinking Jabba the Hutt could show up in this movie.
Oh, did this movie cut out Jeffrey Rush's cock? Because that's
No,
Quills. That's Quills. Sorry.
This movie, the cock was in, but they just put a bunch of CGI pubes over it, so you couldn't tell.
It would be great
Ew.
if Disney
Bunch of
Plus-
barnacles.
If they went the other direction, they had a whole like banner section like cock classics. It's like Bad Lieutenant,
Yes.
Quills, the
piano.
again to repeat.
Ewan
Wild
McGregor's career
Things.
pre 1999.
The film Wild Things.
Oh yeah, dude, that's a quick cut though.
No, not in Wild Things, dude. Kevin
Oh,
Bacon
really?
slowly gets out of that shower at the end of the
Oh,
movie.
Due for a rewatch.
Oh yeah, dude, you got that. You got Bill Murray in a neck brace in that movie.
Mm.
Pretty entertaining movie, I gotta say. Piece of shit, but very entertaining. My favorite thing is so they get into Tortuga and they go to find Mr. Gibbs, who, and this is one of the more confusing parts of this, was the guy in the preamble who was like taking care of Keira Knightley.
He's the guy who yells, "She's singing about pirates."
Yeah, and he has, for some reason, he's also the best friend of Jack Sparrow, and he is sleeping with pigs.
Well, I think the
A
thing is,
lot
he's,
can happen in 8 years.
yeah, in that time, he becomes a crippling alcoholic because he's like his whole character trait is like, I need me booze, like all the time.
I know that game.
Yeah.
Fucking seriously, dude.
Here's to all my friends, all my friends.
But you're totally right, though. Like, how does this guy wind up here and now he's so pro-pirate that he is a pirate?
Yeah, well, there was this virus, you see, and they had us in this quarantine, was it? And every week I would go out and get a bottle of rum, and I'd say, well, this is for the week. But then it'd be come Wednesday, I'd be like, well, I need another bottle of rum. And sure enough, I'm a drunk pirate forever now.
Time
It's-
to sleep in pig shit.
Exactly.
It's
that
so
game.
stupid, though, because, like, whenever it is that Keira Knightley meets up with this character again, she goes, Mr. Gibb? And then this dude is like, oh, fuck, I'm found out. But like nobody fucking says anything.
And it doesn't matter. It's not like, oh, like he doesn't redeem himself. He sort of does at the end, but not really. It doesn't matter. But like, it's not like, oh, remember when I taught you how to do this? Now use it or something.
No, there's none of that. There's no even, like, he doesn't even really acknowledge, like, yar, hello, Elizabeth. Yes, I remember when you were a little girl in the prologue of this movie. Like, none of that. He doesn't say a word to being recognized. And you're just like, then what is the point?
Have you seen my twin? My twin who lived with you all the time.
Yeah, exactly. I was the bad boy twin. I became a pirate.
I ate the fish heads. I did.
Yeah, so they pick him up, and at this point, Johnny Depp, and the other thing too, it's the double, triple cross. Too many doubles, too many triple cross, because he's like, oh, I'm only bringing Orlando Bloom so I can get the Black Pearl, and once I give it to him, that he's Will Turner's boy, or Bootstrap Turner, which is a great nickname. It's Bootstrap's boy, so once Barbossa sees him, he's gonna go apeshit, and I can use it to barter to get the Black Pearl.
Right.
So he's not exactly as noble as you think, which is a fine thing. By the way, we should mention Johnny Depp nominated for an Academy Award for this movie.
That's right.
Academy Award.
I guess I was distracted by the Battle of Fallujah that year, I guess. Jesus.
What did he lose to?
I'm pulling it up right now. I believe it was
Little Miss Sunshine.
Sean Penn and Mystic River.
Oh, well, that's
this is best actor.
Totally
this is best lead actor, by the way, not supporting.
Oh, Jesus.
Which is ridiculous.
Johnny Depp lead performance in this movie, they thought, huh?
Yeah, it was lead. The cast was, or the crop was Sean Penn, Mystic River, the winner. Ben Kingsley, House of Sand and Fog. Bill Murray, Lost in Translation. He should have won. Johnny Depp, Black Pearl, and Jude Law, Cold Mountain. Call that a weak year.
Yeah.
I mean,
Jesus, dude, that Cold Mountain's one of the most forgettable films of all
I am
time.
sure if we went through this, we'd find much better performances than those five. But anyways,
probably,
yeah.
Although I'll say, as much as it should have been Bill Murray, still Sean Penn in that movie is awesome.
No, he is, and it's not he makes that movie. Oh, you know what? Paul Giamatti was nominated for American fucking Splendor. The Black fucking Pearl, a Disney movie? Really?
Like I should have played a fucking pirate, PG. You fucked it up.
Well, maybe I will say yes to that Showtime deal.
I just, you doing these independent movies, man. You get nothing.
Doing a movie about myself called Cold Souls?
Yeah.
He could be in a movie called Cold Sores, starring him as Cuckbeard the pirate.
Definitely. Oh, my wife. All right. How many doubloons you need for your date? Gotta go.
Oh, my God. I can't believe it. I'm sitting here. This guy's railing my wife. I have to keep my jeans on.
Why are you going to see Davy Jones? Okay, I won't ask. I'm sorry. I won't ask.
Oh, man. Yeah, I'd watch that.
Yeah, I would watch Paul Giamatti be cucked.
So there's a weird fucking dinner scene in this movie with Geoffrey Rush and Keira Knightley where he's like, yar, I invite ye to dinner.
Yes, I love it.
And she's like, yeah, I don't think that's a good idea. And he's like, fine. Then you'll be dining out here with the crew. And you'll be naked. Yeah. And I'm like, all right. I mean,
I'm a bit of a shock jock, you see.
Yar, we need you to sit on the Sibian before dinner.
You don't understand, honey. I'm a feeder. I like to watch you eat. Now eat.
He is. He's like, oh, you like, because she's like trying to eat daintily, and she's like, oh, you're hungrier than that, doll. And she goes like really after this ham hock, and he's like, yar.
Oh, keep doing it. Oh, keep doing it. Just keep. Oh God, keep doing it.
I gotta say, Disney, major motion picture here, clearly a large budget, lots of IRL explosions, which I did appreciate, a lot of good stunt work, all that good stuff. This is the fakest, worst looking prop pig I have ever seen in a movie. They put this fucking thing down in front of her, and I was like, yep, ghosts did make this.
Because this is a famous scene where he kind of explains to her what happened and like why they want the doubloon and all this stuff. And it's like they stole Aztec gold and they need to bring it all back with blood of the betrayer to be able to lift the curse. And she's like, well, I don't believe in ghost stories. And this is when he tells her, you best start believing in ghost stories. You're in one.
Oh yeah, dude!
As he's walking into the moonlight and reveals himself to also be a skeleton.
And then and then you see the whole skeleton crew, and this part's fun. You know what I mean? It's totally fun.
These effects all, I think, hold up nicely for a 17-year-old movie.
They do.
Like all of them, like jump, like in the final fight with Barbossa and Jack Sparrow when they're like dancing in and out of that one big ray of moonlight, and they're switching back and forth. It all looks really nice.
Yeah, but I feel like they also do too much of it because when you see the whole crew become skeletons and then they fight and then they fight and then they fight
and fight and fight and fight.
Yeah, it just feels like it goes. This is when the movie starts to drag for me.
Well, everything with Geoffrey Rush feels good because it's like a full cast that he's working with, and he like is reacting to everybody that is on his ship. Whereas in comparison, when Orlando Bloom and Jack Sparrow get their fucking crew together, it's still just Orlando Bloom and fucking Jack Sparrow. They're still the focus of the whole thing.
Well, then they do get a crew together, including a very young Zoe Saldana, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah, totally. Which was a thing that like it was one of those like I remembered it at the time and just like she's been in so many huge movies since then that I completely forgot that she was in this like at all. But yeah, she's one of the pirates here that they pick up back at Tortuga, I guess. And there's of course some previous history with her and Jack Sparrow that never super gets resolved. She just like slaps him a bunch, which is fine.
He's into it.
I got slapped in fucking American Splendor, I get an Oscar for being slapped.
Oh, fuck. What is this? Another movie based on a small play no one's heard of? Great, PG. You fucking did it again, you oaf.
Well, I feel like PG, he went for the ape role and it did not land. Yeah. So he was probably very cautious ever since.
I swear to God, if Daniel Close draws another one of my fucking movie posters, I'm going to fucking lose it.
Okay, I'll make the movie with, what is it? Hunting a Dangerous Magician? Oh, God. Okay.
Oh, dude, that movie.
Wait, what movie is that? The Illusionist?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't mind it.
Really?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, so we finally get, so it's like, I timed it. It's 76 minutes. We finally get to this fucking Barbossa and Friends hideout where they're keeping all the treasure.
Oh, yeah, there's like Gold Stash Island.
Well, this is where like they get there and they're about to sacrifice her and all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, so if they pad this out a little bit, that'll get you to 95 minutes and then the movie ends. You know what I mean?
That's the thing, Steve. You're exactly right. This sequence.
Yes.
This is the final act of a movie. That's a normal runtime.
This is the conclusion. We are at the conclusion.
I feel like I'm at Jerry Seinfeld at the dinner with Banya. Like, no, this is it. This is your ending.
You got soup. Pirates of the Caribbean. That's the meal.
Lifting the curse is the dinner. I'm sorry.
Yeah, dude, we are not going back to Mendy's for more of this fucking movie, man.
We're going to go back for 5 more fucking helpings. I guess, wait, no, there's only 4 more after this?
Only 4 more after this, yeah, sorry.
4 more after this. There might be a 5th eventually, right? Is that the rumor?
If we ever get out into functioning society again, yes, I think so.
Yeah, the sixth Pirates of the Caribbean.
A movie is not a 90-minute thrill ride. It is a 2.5-hour fucking drag, okay? And that's what I want.
By the way, what they should do is they should just drop Johnny Depp, drop the entire thing, and just not make it a reboot, but just do another thing, different character names under the Pirates of the Caribbean banner and move along.
You're totally right, because you know what? All you'd have to do to still make it a Pirates of the Caribbean movie, because at least through the few that I saw, this is straight throughout them. Keeping what I think is a legitimately awesome score in this movie. Okay. That like the main like theme, like bum 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 bum.
Yeah,
bum,
it
bum,
repeats
bum,
a little too much for me, but I agree.
It's also a Bruckheimer score. It's like The Rock, like the fucking race thing through San Francisco.
You're totally right. Yeah.
This is when, I mean, and this monkey has been around the whole movie. The monkey becomes a big character, I think. This monkey that you find out jokingly is named Jack later on in the film.
That was pretty funny.
Also,
I'll be
the
honest,
monkey-
man. I'd be so fucking nervous acting with a capuchin monkey. You just show up on set and they're like, "Oh no, the monkey's fine. Just put it on your shoulder. The monkey's fine."
No way, dude, because all that has to happen is some fucking set person off frame drops a chair.
Exactly.
And this monkey's eating your fucking face off. Are you kidding me?
Look. They only snatch 1 out of 45 people's eyeballs. Okay? Trust me.
This monkey was raised in captivity and was very rarely beaten. Trust me, he's got very few triggers left.
Look at these fingernails. They could barely slit a throat. Come on.
Dude, and I have no sympathy for that shit. It's like the shit with like Tiger King and all that, those people too.
Yeah.
But I remember years ago, this was like at least over 10 years ago locally. It was a woman in like Connecticut or maybe I think it was like Greenwich, maybe Westchester. I don't remember. This woman had her fucking face eaten off by a monkey.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, well, yeah, dude, you're owning a fucking monkey, man. Like, what are we doing?
Buy the ticket, take the ride, my friend. That's what happens.
Exactly. Like, you know what? Your friend's obsession, watching Ross and his monkey. Like, oh, isn't that cute? That monkey was a trained fucking thespian that had handlers everywhere.
Hey, Mike. I know you should don't say, but the day finally came. The monkey ate my face. Can't you believe it? We've been talking about it for years that this might happen. It actually did it. I'm dying. I'm
That's
dying
the thing,
slowly.
dude. You can't let this fucking monkey be with Geoffrey Rush in the sequels, man, because you're just tempting fate.
Well, speaking of the future installments, did anyone stick around for the stinger scene with the monkey?
I did. Yeah,
Oh,
the
sure.
Yeah,
super
it's
important.
classic. So the
It was a
monkey takes
classic.
one of the golden doubloons and now is also cursed, or the curse stays. I don't know. We'll see next week.
Well, I think that like the way I would work with a monkey as an actor is if I'm like, okay, cool. So then what I want is a red assassin's light on the monkey's forehead the entire time. You can remove that in post, but if that monkey goes crazy, you're gonna shoot it, right? You're gonna murder it.
Yeah.
I've got eyes on the monkey. All right now.
Exactly, dude. What they should have had to pay for was digitally removing the fucking sniper's laser from that monkey's forehead.
Exactly. That's the
Because
only way
that shit was being surveilled the entire time it was on Geoffrey Rush's shoulder.
That's an expensive face, dude.
It totally is. Oh man. So the thing, the sacrifice doesn't work right because it's got to be Will Turner and not Elizabeth. So she's got bad blood there. They escape after Geoffrey Rush, the second of 2 times in this movie, he fucking punches her in the face.
He does. She gets hit by one pirate, and then she gets hit by Geoffrey Rush here.
And it's just like, all right, enough of that, please.
They Johnny Depp and Orlando Bloom intercept them here, and then they get captured as well.
Well, no, Johnny Depp does.
Oh, right.
And Will saves her, and they escape back to that fucking boat. This is what I'm talking about. We're just like strategically moving characters in and out of Geoffrey Rush's captivity.
I think that the problem with this is also like, okay, so it's a movie about pirates. Okay, so they go to that boat, to this boat, to that boat. Oh, I can't write rooms or buildings.
Yes,
So
exactly.
I guess I have to write to this boat and then that boat and then this boat.
Right. But then like this is where there's a moment to kind of mix that up a little bit, dude, and they don't take advantage of it because this is where Geoffrey Rush is like all right, there's some back and forth negotiating here or whatever, but they wind up making Keira Knightley and Jack Sparrow, Johnny Depp, walk the plank right here, and it's Barbossa being like, yeah, this is that fucking island I left you on last time, motherfucker. You like that? Well, there you are again. And off they are on this island. And I was like, finally, we have some characters that are off a boat again. Like, this is great. But this is the scene. It's like Johnny Depp tells her about like, oh yeah, I got saved after 3 days the last time I was here because these rum runners used to hide booze on this island.
Right. So they start drinking the rum. But real quick, before they really get into that scene, Geoffrey Rush tosses his sword and pistol into the drink, as the pirates call it, the
Right.
ocean. And Johnny Depp runs and jumps after it, and to get it, you want that once you're on this island by yourself, well, with Miss Swan, the Mad TV character. But he goes down to pick it up, and it is a shot of the bottom of the ocean. And he picks it up and pushes his foot against the bottom of the ocean. I understand it must be shallow enough near an island, but it seems really shallow for him to be able to do
You're
that.
totally right.
Especially if
Barbados.
I didn't even think of that.
This enormous fucking ship as well. Like I don't know if that would work so well.
Just seeing a boot hit the fucking bottom of the ocean, and it's not a skeleton man.
They had to digitally delete all of the tourists in the background who were scuba diving, trying to fucking pet a manta ray while this fucking guy was doing this shit.
But we have a little bit of a detour here in one scene that lasts about 47 seconds, which is pirates drunk and horny in the Caribbean.
Yeah, man.
Because the two of them get fucking lit on this rum. And I thought it was a thing first where she was faking it, like pretending to be drunk with him. But I think she's literally just wasted with Johnny Depp right
she
here.
is. And she regrets it the next day and then burns the fucking rum.
Right. And dude, him having this fucking freak out about all the rum being burned is kind of funny. But this is, I mean, it's so dumb because she's just like, okay, I lit this fire. All of the British Navy is looking for me because of my dad, the governor, and I guess my betrothed, the Commodore. So don't worry, they'll be here soon enough. And it just fucking cuts, and they're on a boat with Jonathan Pryce.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, what a journey.
Well, you don't get anything because the whole thing is like they build up this island as the place where Johnny Depp went mad and all this stuff, and that's why he is the way he is. And Orlando Bloom does a really bad impression of him.
I thought it was all right.
All right, we're different opinions.
I mean, he's not fucking taking it out on the road, dude. Like, it's not that kind of an act, but I got what he was doing.
And by the way, did you know? Hey, Eric, did you know?
Yeah.
That Johnny Depp based this performance. Did you know this? That he based this performance off of Keith Richards.
What?
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
Did you read that on the IMDb Tribune trivia?
I read it off of everywhere. It's literally.
They wouldn't shut up about it. Doesn't Keith Richards appear in one of the sequels?
Yes, he plays his dad. Yeah.
Oh, isn't that fun?
It's so
We got
fun.
something to look forward to, don't we?
I'm telling you, I told you not to look at it, and don't spoil it like I did. That fifth movie has an obscene cameo that I can't even imagine what they fucking do with this guy.
Now, please, folks, be cool. Don't tweet it at us. Let us get there. Let's have the conversation together.
I mean,
exactly.
Like Johnny Depp is eventually just a living corpse who's drinking. So it is Keith Richards. I mean,
he's a fucking Hollywood vampire.
Yeah,
the name is right there in that great band.
It's him and the Aerosmith guitarist, and I forget who else.
Joe Perry and yes.
This is like
there's
the
two
Legion
other
of the
dudes.
Damned.
I forget who the other of the three tenors is.
No, it's a super group, dude.
Oh, nice.
So, but no, but to your point, like this, they kind of like build this up as like this great island that like things are going to happen, and nothing happens, and it kind of is totally inconsequential. It's like they ran out of money or something. Like what happened? Which can't be the case.
No, it definitely cannot be the case. But yeah, I don't get it. It's it's very frustrating. I know I've brought it up like 4 times now in this episode.
What?
Just bitching about how they don't do anything with this island.
Yeah. So the island, it's burning and all, and they're like, oh, she's like, oh, Miss Swan. I'm not going to do the impression of Miss Swan from Mad TV. I'll draw the line there. She says, "Oh, they'll see us in an hour or whatever, because everyone's looking for me. I'm so important." And you'd think that would not be the case, and this would be a long adventure on this island. But Johnny Depp walks down the beach, and sure enough, Jonathan Pryce and everyone is fucking already there.
It's another instance of fuck, a boat. You know what I mean? Like again, like you would have saw that coming for an hour already.
I don't understand, like the boat. I know maybe some nautical guy will get at me at Twitter, but like it just seems like these boats just appear out of nowhere, and everyone's like, "Whoa, what?"
Like these boats keep sneaking up on us. Also, I spent the last 3 hours watching it get here.
Exactly. Like, it's coming.
By the
It's coming.
way, here we go. Hollywood Vampires, this is straight from Wikipedia, is an American rock supergroup
Oh,
formed in 2015 by Alice Cooper,
Yikes.
Johnny Depp, and Joe Perry to honor the music of the rock stars who died from excess in the 1970s. The band name
It's about time,
derives
by the
from...
way, that we're honoring these people.
Yes, derives from the Hollywood Vampires, a celebrity drinking club formed by Alice Cooper in the 70s, which included, but was not limited to, John Lennon, Ringo Starr, Keith Moon, and Mickey Dolenz.
wow, Mickey Dolenz.
That's kind of the surprising one. And touring members of this band include Duff McKagan and Matt Sorum of Guns N' Roses, as well as, Steve, you'll appreciate this, Robert DeLeo from STP.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah. Getting out there on the road with the Hollywood Vampires playing bass.
Well, no,
for
he's
'em.
still. You want to talk about the fucking Black Pearl? STP still fucking tours. Oh, you best start believing in ghost stories. You're in one.
I was gonna say the moonlight shows that they're all skeletons.
What do they do for singing?
I mean, it was, but that's the thing, because it was first it was Scott Weiland, and before he even died, they got Chester Bennington in there.
Yeah.
But like, it's a fucking haunted ship, dude. You gotta let it go. Like, you know what I mean?
Gotta let it go, dude.
Yeah.
And also, like, I'm sorry, I don't want to hear anyone but Scott Weiland sing those songs.
Exactly.
Well, it's also like Queen now has Adam Lambert as their main guy.
Right.
Sure.
Trash.
I'm like,
And that
stop. Just stop.
It just feels like a cover band or something at that point. But quick question,
Exactly.
I'm not familiar with the music of the Hollywood Vampires, and it seems like other esteemed hosts are. How is it?
Oh, I don't know. I've never heard a song. I just
Chris
knew
Cabin?
that they do this.
It is
Cuckbeard?
new fart rock,
oh,
and that is NU.
oh,
New
That's the
fart rock.
thing,
It
is
is
like-
garbage.
Super groups and I like enough, and Traveling Wilburys have a few good songs, or Tin Machine, but it's like that Simpsons thing of all the viruses going in the door at the same time. It just
Three Stooges syndrome.
yeah,
Dude,
exactly.
as we're in quarantine, if you want to have and I mean a good laugh, look up the Wikipedia entry on supergroups. All of the names are hilarious. It's an amazing listing of, and like there'll be supergroups you never even heard of, and all sorts of like, you're like, wait, that guy was in a supergroup? It's fucking fantastic. It is a tour de force Wikipedia
Well,
page.
the problem
Interesting.
The problem with it, though, is that there are situations like the Metallica Lou Reed partnership
Yes.
where you could have had an amazing dumb name. That would have had the
True.
stupidest name in the world if they actually picked a name for it. But it's
Right.
it's just Metallica and Lou Reed. And I'm like, fuck. God damn it.
Well, I guess in a way, like Foo Fighters, that's even kind of a super group.
A little bit.
It's a bit of a supergroup.
Well, because you got Pat Smear, and then there were two dudes from fucking Sunny Day Real Estate were in that band originally.
Oh, and that guy, Dave Grohl.
well, yes, obviously, and then Dave Grohl.
Yeah, but
Anyway,
Dave Grohl
Pirates.
was sort of like, what am I going to do now? It was a what am I
Right,
going to do
right.
now group.
So Pirates, back
Yes.
to Pirates.
Sure.
We're switching boats, dude. We're sword fighting.
Oh yeah, they now both Elizabeth and Will are on the Interceptor, which is Jack Davenport's boat, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna go back. Case closed. Thanks for bringing her back." And it's like, "Oh no! For some reason, we've got to save Johnny Depp because he's our friend and blah blah blah." So they kind of like trick him into like going back for the Black Pearl as well. That's how this kind of works.
I guess that's the idea. Yeah, like the Commodore and Jack Sparrow go down to Muerto, and yeah, when they come out the other side of it, Jack Sparrow is the one who's fucking like stuck with Barbossa again, and they're getting out of there with Elizabeth and Will, and I'm just like, again, this movie is just fucking running in circles. But this is where they're like, I think finally the fucking beginning of the end of it, because this is where Johnny Depp's like, hey, Barbossa, it'll be rad was if you went out there before we break this curse and you become humans again. Why don't you go out there as invincible skeleton monsters and murder all those Navy dudes? And we have kind of a badass Barbossa line here where he goes, gents, take a walk.
Yeah.
And this is, I think the
Yes.
skeletons walking on the bottom of the ocean is cool.
It's
Yeah,
very,
no, it is.
I like this part. I also think that like I need to be convinced as to what the problem with being an invincible skeleton monster is. You know what I mean? Like
he does
it's-
kind of say it though, dude. At that where she's eating that fake pig.
Yeah.
He can't
He's
eat
like-
apples anymore.
Yeah, he's like, everything that I
Yeah.
eat tastes like ashes in my mouth.
Sure.
I can't feel the wind on my face. I'm like, dude, if you're a fucking pirate, man, and
Yeah.
you can't taste booze and you can't feel the wind on your face, man, like, what are you in the game for?
What's the fucking situation like? What's that feeling like?
Oh, it's also
He-
rotten dick, dude. When the moonlight comes out, his dick turns to ash.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I think there is some kind of line worked into his little monologue there where he says something about like that.
Yes.
But it's like, oh, and women are less exciting or
It-
something like that.
His lust could not be slate. Like he couldn't. Like he's always horny, but he can't be not horny. Like
He can't,
even
like-
going
he
with like a prostitute didn't
He's
make
ho-
him not horny.
he's horny, but he can't get it up. That's why he's ash
Yeah.
cock. And
Oh,
that's
so
and he's destined to fight Cuckbeard.
My dude just needs some Cialis, man. Hook him up.
Yar, just the little blue chewy ought to do it.
It's actually kind of cool that like Jack Sparrow's like, all right, here, skeleton guys, like, why don't you go kill all these cops that are after me?
Pretty much, dude.
And then like this is when you're talking about the color palette of this movie being totally washed out and like absolutely nonsensical. When Elizabeth Swann decides to get to the fray here after a lot of business, she's wearing this red coat which looks super purple because it's nighttime. Her hair looks green. She looks like the fucking Joker at the end of this movie. I swear to God.
She kind of does, dude. I didn't think of it until you just said it, but as you were
Right.
putting it together, I was like, yep.
By the way, trailer line right about here, right? You guys
Great
remember?
trailer. Yes, I do. You go for it.
Why don't you take it away, Steve?
Oh no, I wouldn't want to. Yeah, she hits somebody over the head. It's actually Bomb Pirate shows back up. He's about to get the goods on Will Scarlet. He's like, "I'm gonna show you what pain is," and she goes, "You want to know what pain is? Try wearing a corset." Knock on the
Yeah.
head.
I will
Yeah.
tell you, dude.
You
the
said Will
theater-
Scarlet, by the way, but yeah, Will Scarlet.
Damn it.
I've been fighting off saying Will Scarlet this whole conversation. Theater exploded into a round of applause.
Oh,
at
that's
that
what you
line.
gotta have.
Yep, and that line, it wasn't just the ladies, my friend. The dudes were in on it too. Everybody yuckling the whole time.
Chris was right. We got the dudes. The dudes are here to party.
Finally.
I like that Chris is just like the year 2004 when Disney finally took the dudes.
Look, okay.
But I understand what Kevin is
I
saying,
do know.
because
He's right, he's
outside
right.
of like animated movies when you were a little kid, like you didn't give a shit about Disney.
I mean, I cared about Disney. I mean, because especially, I will say, and I will push back a little bit. Aladdin was that. Aladdin was the way to
well,
get dudes.
I think,
But
I
that-
think Aladdin actually.
Also-
did it
But
for
that
me,
was
right?
pre-
DuckTales.
But
DuckTales. Dude babies, dude.
I think all
Dude,
those
babies.
I think all those are pre the backlash. Like
Yes.
Barney era where like fuck anything that's childish. I'm a
Was
man
that
as a
them?
teenager.
But like Barney wasn't a Disney product, was
But
it?
he was a kid thing. And like kids
Sure.
shit was immediately lame for teenage
Right.
boys.
You can blame Nickelodeon for shoving that down our throats.
This is also true.
So yeah, this is like the fucking 40-minute fight scene in this movie. It's exhausting.
It is, and I mean, again, because like there's funny business with Jonathan Pryce fighting a skeleton hand. That's sort of something.
Dude, him being fucking freaked out by this thing hand, pretty hilarious.
Now what
And I don't
he-
mean John Carpenter's thing. I mean the Addams family's thing.
Now-
He
now
puts
what
it
you
in a
want-
drawer. It's very fun.
Now, what you want to do with the monkey hand is you want to wrap it around your cock. You see, you do that, and then you go up and down with it. Up and down, ladies and gentlemen. Yes,
Wait,
yes,
with
yes.
the-
Oh,
with the
sorry, it's
monkey
gentlemen.
hand.
You
You
want
take
the
the mon-
monkey hand, the fucker?
Sorry.
Oh no, that's our thesis. We're done. I'm sorry. This quarantine is now finally broken. This
Oh, I
show.
did it.
Oh, dude, yeah. Also though, hilarious thing about oh fuck. I had something, now it's fucking gone. Oh, Steve, you're talking about fucking little bomb guy.
Uh-huh.
His fucking hilarious thing is she takes the bomb and shoves it inside his skeleton rib cage, and then they walk out of the moonlight and he becomes a person again
Yeah.
and explodes. Now here's the thing.
Mm.
Are we missing out on a scene where that guy pieces himself back together?
Absolutely. That has to be what happens.
Right? Right? Because they're supposed to be these invincible undead monsters.
Unless you could unless you bury him across the globe. That's how you fucking take care of this Barbossa fucker. Like, oh, cool, you're invincible. No, I'm gonna cut off all your limbs and scatter them.
You know, if this had like Dead Alive level of gory shit, like we would all love this fucking movie.
Oh, I mean, if this was Peter Jackson's, you know, like and you know, like 1999 Peter Jackson kind of thing, you'd be way into it.
I just saw some of those fucking completely unwatchable movies of his are on Amazon, like kind of restored, I think. Yeah.
I mean, you would at least get one cool shark death. Nothing. I guess that's all for the second one is when you get the sea deaths.
I mean, that's a great point, Chris. Where the fuck are the sharks? Where are the critters of the ocean?
I think there's the second one.
There's a rad shot. It's I don't remember where it comes in the movie, but it's like you're looking up from underwater and there's a ton of sharks like swimming around. I think it's when they're pulling into like Scallywag Fuck Island or something.
Never mind. I'm full up. I already had a Brody. Had a Brody this morning.
Well, in the second movie, Eric, I think you might appreciate this. In part 2, I believe there's a Kraken.
Oh, well, I'm excited. We'll see that next week. I would like the Brodies to be established as like Commodores of the 1600s, and they had like a tit for tat with the local sharks, and it became this blood feud for centuries.
That makes a lot of sense. It was a curse. He's Mr. Commodore Brody took the last piece of Aztec gold, and now all these sharks are after him forever.
And the sharks like, my babies are gonna eat your babies one day,
forever and ever, an endless circle of violence.
Somewhere in this fight scene, just looking at my notes here, there's another great moment where a skeleton fires a gun. Yes, please.
Totally, man. I love. You know, the skeletons look good enough for, you know, like you said, 17-year-old movie, but I feel like a part of it, they don't look good enough to keep them on the screen this goddamn much.
Yeah. No, you're totally right. I just the image of a skeleton firing a gun is just one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life.
It's one of the best things I've seen in my life.
To exemplify how long this thing goes on for, there's a lot of business with Mackenzie Crook and the other guy dressing as ladies. And if you are a dad in the audience, your knee hurts from the slapping. Your knee is raw from the slapping.
Take me to the urgent care after this screening. I hurt my fucking knee.
They don't have pants.
Blew my knee out laughing at the movie.
Yeah, can't play flag football with you, Johnny. Ever since you saw Pirates of the Caribbean in 2003, blew my knee out.
He didn't have pants. Didn't have pants. Unbelievable dresses on the. Oh man.
Mackenzie Crook has some line right here where he's like, "Oh, reminds me of the time we were like somewhere." I don't remember what the exact line is, and it's like, man, oh man, this is rich with comedy.
I do want to mention something because people are going to comment if we don't mention it. Now, apparently there's like an ammunition shortage or something, and eventually someone puts silverware in a cannon, all right?
Yeah.
And it shoots out, and a fork gets one of these guys in the eye.
Oh man, that's dumb. It is so fucking dumb.
It's too much. It's just too much.
Like you're trying to preemptively sell me on some bullshit straight to DVD spin-off special feature fuck around, and I don't appreciate it. I see right through that.
It's like the Pirates, Harry and Lloyd. What are they up to now?
Exactly. It's the same logic thread.
It's
only they didn't do it.
It's almost like this was adapted from an amusement park ride and had no earthly business being anything but that.
It's been an hour and a half, and we haven't talked about that yet. But yeah, it's exactly at a fucking amusement park come to life, dude. And I think that's fine. But you know what? That ride is fucking 9 minutes long.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's a thrill ride.
Yes.
It's a thrill ride. This is fucking like thrill.
I mean, the thing that's killing this movie is the fucking runtime. If they cut every scene in half in terms of time,
yep, absolutely.
I would be like, this is a fucking great movie, guys.
No doubt about it, dude. Absolutely.
I'm just saying, if you're going to do that, I want a Splash Mountain movie. I want a Triceratops Spin movie.
Well, you were going to get a Jungle Cruise movie, and then sadly the COVID pushed it back.
Well, yeah. Now Jungle Cruise was another ride.
Yep,
I believe so. Yeah,
I've never been to any Disney iteration whatsoever. I really want to go now that Galaxy's Edge is around, but I know everything's closed. But anyway, So I have no frame of reference for any of this type of shit.
I didn't do. I think when I've been to Disney World, the one in Florida, one time, and I think at that time we're talking, let's say 2000, maybe 1999. I think the Pirates ride might have been closed, at least when I was there. I don't know if like for good or something like that.
Fumigation.
I went in 2000 and I want to say 12 or 13. I was working for a Disney property at the time, so I got in pretty cheap, me and my wife. So we like had a whole week there. We had a blast, and we went on the Pirates ride in Disney World, and guess who's there? Captain Jack Sparrow.
No, they updated it.
They updated it, my
Fuck
friend.
that. I want the 1950s one that's like super racist.
Exactly. Like, oh no, more rum and less Chinese.
Like, what is this?
I think I also
Alright,
remember
it's a
they had to cut part of it out because there's like pirates like running after women and like grabbing them and shit.
Yeah,
That was a classic thing. Did they get rid of that?
I don't remember. I wasn't grabbed, nor was my wife.
No horny pirates?
No, yeah.
No, not grabbing people in the audience.
Oh, but just grabbing other. Yeah, I don't remember it.
Yeah, that only happens in the Mad Men ride.
Welcome to Mad Men World, the carousel.
Life goes round and round.
Would you like to?
Then I grab you sometimes.
Would you like to bungee jump into the credits?
You could use Pete Campbell's rifle to shoot at little things.
You get to drunkenly drive that lawnmower around, cut that dude's fucking foot off.
My favorite part of the Pete Campbell section of the ride is when he's fucking getting horny in driver's ed up in Connecticut.
That episode rules. Just to actually watch that episode. But yeah, so like whatever, like Johnny Depp is, you're like, oh, is he a bad guy? No, he winks at Orlando Bloom that he's in on it with him, that they're gonna fuck over Barbossa here. This is when Barbossa thinks he's got Johnny Depp. He stabs him in the heart, but he actually has some of the pirate gold, so now he's a skeleton man.
Like,
absolutely.
what?
And dude, Johnny Depp Skeleton Man looks, because like I think it's one of those things where it's like, of course, for Geoffrey Rush and Johnny Depp being skeletons, it's like we got to put the most work into them.
Yes,
like they got to look the best, kind of a thing. But they really go overboard with Johnny Depp, and dude, it just looks like the Crypt Keeper.
Yeah,
Crypt Keeper look better.
It does.
Crypt Keeper look better? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I think Crypt Keeper looks better, and I guess it's probably because it's just practical effects.
Because it actually lights hitting an object.
Yes, that's
So this was the fight scene that I was talking about, where they're going in and out of the moonlight, turning from skeleton to not, but again, like, this would be cool if it wasn't the 14th fucking sword fight in this movie.
Yeah,
I'm just exhausted by the time I get to this fight.
And they Barbossa gets Johnny Depp shoots Barbossa in the heart, and he's like, haha, I'm a skeleton, but Orlando Bloom has already reversed the curse, so now he's a real man and he's dead. And then you cut to this pirate ship that were like killing all these British, and they're killing a lot of British dudes. They start getting murdered, and I'm like, okay, this is a movie.
This is some weird logic here, though, because I'm like, okay, so Geoffrey Rush gets shot, then the gold with the blood hits the chest, and then it's just like, oh yeah, whatever injury you had is just what you have now as immortal, and everyone starts dropping like flies. It's like, no, double tap. This is the part where you kill him again.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think what you're seeing is a lot of dudes like that at the time of the curse breaking had like a sword in them or something like that.
I guess that's
But
fair.
you're totally right, dude. You got to be cutting fucking eyeballs out of skulls at this point. These are skeleton pirates, dude. You don't know what's going on.
Mass decapitation should happen right when the curse lifts.
And then fucking burn those heads, dude, just like John Carpenter's vampires.
You're asking for another fucking. This is like Sephiroth having two forms. Like you're asking for another fight. There's going to be another sword fight that's going to happen. It's going to be long as fuck.
I guess that's the thing, is that's why this whole plot could be condensed a bit, and like half an hour ago we could have gotten to this and then had this sword fight with now corporeal Geoffrey Rush.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Because then, not for nothing, you'd have a fight scene with some fucking stakes in it.
Exactly.
So
Johnny Depp's like, hey, I saved the day. Now you're arrested for being a pirate.
Dude, he gets arrested fucking 6 times in this movie. I can't stand it.
Lifted a fucking mystical curse. No. Yeah, you got priors, dude. I'm sorry.
So the last-ish scene is Johnny Depp's hanging, which I'm sure people are excited for, but sadly he doesn't go.
We get to see some bird shit falls onto the same fun guards from the start of the film.
Dude, those guys are in this movie a lot. They're explaining the ending.
They really are. The guy's like, I think he may as well have just leaned over to his other buddy there, and he's like, well, we've had a lot of fun here today on Pirates of the Caribbean. To just do a catch-up, we met Captain Jack Sparrow. We met Elizabeth Swan. We met our good friend Will Turner. They had quite the adventure. A bird just shit on my shoulder.
What's that, a tropical bird? Oh, here in the tropics? Oh, no, it must be pirates.
Dude, it's like insane how before this whole hanging scene happens, you're like, fantastic, this movie is over with. I don't think so. 15-minute epilogue scene. And it's another fucking to-do where like Will comes up and he's like, oh, by the way, Elizabeth, I've loved you this whole time. Yep, this is a suicide note. Bye. And like runs to fucking save Johnny Depp. There's a bit with like Johnny Depp and the executioner that's not really that funny.
By the way, the sword thing that was set up that I explained earlier, guess what? It happens.
It happens right here, dude.
There's some rope fighting here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a little bit of rope fighting. And I'm just sitting here like,
some dudes.
I'm just wondering when the fucking credits are coming. I'm like the dude waiting for that boat on the horizon. Like, come on, get here, credits. I can see you.
When is the curse going to be lifted? The curse of the movie.
Seriously. And so he's finally, freed and whatnot. And, Keira Knightley is just like, oh, by the way, Jonathan Pryce, I want to fuck Will Turner. I do not want to fuck this dude. Who I believe is like 18 years older than I am.
But that's the thing is, Cuckbeard here, he goes like, because like at first he's like, I want every pirate dead. And then it's like, well, I want to fuck a pirate. Well, then all pirates are all right, I guess. It's like, what? No, that would only make you madder at pirates.
I'm a pirate. I'm a pirate.
Well, that's what happens, Kevin. That's what happens. But I think it's a thing where it's like, he truly loves her, you guys. So he wants her to be happy.
Got it.
Right.
So it's like, well, if she's cool with pirates, I'm cool with pirates.
It's like him giving her up, like, well, treat her right or whatever. But he really should have just been like, the government I work for, taxation is theft, actually. So it's kind of like I'm a pirate. He like, goes full libertarian.
Commodore Ron Paul.
And Jonathan Pryce is just like, well, my dear, if this is what you want, but you do know he's a blacksmith. And she goes, no, he's a pirate.
Yeah.
And they just start fucking tongue kissing right in front of this old fucker.
I mean, they are living in a future tax haven, right? So
Yeah,
they're all pirates.
And like Johnny Depp gets away, and like at some point the guy with the killer sideburns takes over the Black Pearl, and they're like, are you gonna go save Johnny Depp? And he's like, no. And then later on, oh, here he is. He saved Johnny Depp. That's great.
There's all this, because it's all this horseshit about like the pirate code, and that's like with parlay, and it's also with like if a pirate gets left behind, like you don't go back for him. Fuck that guy. But like
pirate code is like college rules, pretty much.
Yep.
Like, dude, you spilled that beer. You got to lick it off the floor, brother, man. Pirate code.
This movie has
I fucking been there. Oh boy,
a lot in common with Old School.
There's definitely characters in both movies named Frank the Tank.
And it's the same era of filmmaking, right?
I think they were both the same year. I think they were both 2003.
Sounds right.
And so then they come back for him, surprise, surprise, because Johnny Depp, like, to escape, just kind of jumps off of this keep wall or whatever.
The very keep wall that Keira Knightley fell off of. A little symmetry for you.
Look at that.
Now
dude.
Orlando
Look
Bloom wants to fuck him.
Yeah, exactly. This bookends it. The Orlando Bloom wanting to fuck people.
Oh, I am sure Tumblr was or whatever or
Slash.
Live Journal must have been going crazy with the Slash for this movie.
Someone hit me up with great Will Turner, Jack Sparrow Slash. Maybe we'll read a segment.
Ooh, I like this idea.
Oh, absolutely. We got 4 more movies to get through. We got to do something.
I want Sparrow and Barbosa. if we could. A little anger, a little tension.
What about a little bit of cockbeard, like Norrington's putting his fucking finger in your ass?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, excellent. So yeah, Johnny Depp gets fucking control of the Black Pearl once again. He says, "Yeah, what yada yada, pirate's life for me. Yo ho!" Cut to credits.
And then
Oof.
the stinger scene, the monkey steals the gold, and I think it revives Geoffrey Rush's the idea.
It does.
Yeah, that's something. But I do appreciate that this monkey like swims back to this hideout, because the last time you see this monkey, it's in skeleton form, and Keira Knightley like bashes it over the head and it falls off the boat. But this monkey, when it gets up to the little treasure pile, you definitely just see Geoffrey Rush's corpse still just laid out on all this fucking gold.
Well, it's sad for the monkey because he doesn't understand. Like
I know. I was trying not to think about it
because, like, listen, dude, you can finally taste bananas again, dude. You're back. You're back.
And then he's going up to his little friend Barbosa. He's like, "Oh, Barbosa, look, I can taste bananas again. Barbosa, why are you sleeping?"
Wait, he takes the gold then at the end, and he's cursed again by the quote unquote heathen gods, by the way.
Yeah.
I just feel really bad for the fucking like paper pusher in hell who's like, "Oh, I just put his soul with the fire Wolverines. Okay, fuck, I have to get him back up now. Fuck, shit. Okay."
You know what?
Why am I the guy that volunteered to take the animal souls to hell?
No more curses, guys. That's it. I'm serious.
Barbosa too? Fuck. God damn it.
Yeah, I'm transferring out of curses. This is ridiculous. I'm putting in for a transfer. Ruining my home life.
You know, I wanted to do this because I wanted to work for Beelzebub, okay? That's who I wanted to work with, but this is bullshit.
Oh, fuck, man. Would anybody recommend this way too long movie?
It's kind of, I mean, and you know, it's only going to get worse from here. This whole enterprise, in case you're wondering, is kind of like when you're on a long car trip and you're like, I don't know, man, let's put on a long audiobook to get us out of this. This is kind of what we're hoping to do with the coronavirus, but I don't think it's going to work. It's like,
exactly, dude. We're gonna hide under a pile of Pirates of the Caribbean DVDs and everything will be fine.
Exactly. But no, this is kind of it's a god tier hangover movie because like it has to be like you have to have been pirate drunk the night before because it's so long and so quiet. It's got that stuff going for it, and there are little drips and drabs. Depp's performance is good enough. Geoffrey Rush is really good in this, and like some of the cinematography is fun. The pirates, you know what I mean? Like if you're not paying super attention, it's okay, but it only gets worse from here.
I definitely agree with that 100% because if you fall asleep during a sword fight, you can wake up to another sword fight.
Or maybe the same fucking sword fight, dude. I don't know.
It could be. So I agree in that term that it is a very good hangover movie and that you could miss whole parts of it and it will be reiterated at some point, so you'll be fine.
Eric Siska?
Yes. Well, I want to start this really quick by apologizing for violating the credo of it's okay to like a movie. I hadn't seen Flag Glass Flying. I didn't know it was Linklater, actually. So
oh, yeah, dude. I would say solid rec, dude.
Yeah, I'll maybe look into it. And, I just wanted to say that I was dunking on it and I feel bad. Anyway, Pirates of the Caribbean. My thoughts begin as such.
Of all the things to apologize for.
What?
Of all the things to apologize for.
That's the only thing, yeah. So
in this episode, anyway.
All right, I'm going to skip ahead here a little bit. I think Geoffrey Rush is good. I think Johnny Depp is pretty good. He's a little too much at times. Orlando Bloom and Keira Knightley are just like window dressing props to this movie, really. But I would definitely agree that it is a superb hangover movie because it's almost like it was inspired by the serials to such a degree that it's become a full season of television that you're watching. Right? Like it's really fucking overstuffed. But I remember liking it when it came out. On reevaluation, I did not hold it in such esteem. I would probably never put it on again unless I was hungover. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. I agree with everything that you guys said. I do think Steve, I think God tier hangover movie is a great way to describe this. Although probably wouldn't recommend it after a night of rum drinking specifically.
A little loud.
Yeah, it might not want to touch the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's just like, especially if you can get this movie on TNT, the Superstation, or I mean, they're all just like flopped onto Disney Plus now, so you can even marathon this whole thing and just pound vitamin water until you're feeling better. But it's just, if you fall asleep during sword fights or when someone's switching ships and shit in this movie, you might be a little lost, but it doesn't really matter because it's a Disney movie and everything fucking works out in the end anyway, and there's no stakes. I will say these movies, I think like the villains are the thing that really hold it together from the ones that I've seen, and I do think Bill Nighy also in the next movie is a lot of fun, so I guess stay tuned for that. Maybe is what I'm leaving off my comments on the first movie is, I guess, just wait till the second movie. I don't know. But yeah, we are keeping it going, man. All 5 Pirates movies are going to be covered on this feed. We got some special guests coming in to do some of these. It's going to be a lot of pirate-related mania here on We Hate Movies.
And by the way, if you're not down for that, obviously we already mentioned The Ring is coming to the Patreon, patreon.com/WeHateMovies, but also tons of archived episodes, tons of We Love Movie episodes.
It's not like we're not putting out tons of other stuff all over the place, including on this very totally free $0 feed, Melrose 210, right, Steve Sadak?
That's right. That's another thing that your dad's putting on to get you to this fucking goddamn resort that's taken forever, which is out the outside world. It's a podcast wherein on Mondays we review an episode of Beverly Hills 90210, the original, and on Thursdays we review an episode of Melrose Place, the original.
The original.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. So lots of stuff lined up for you, but this has been Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl from 2003, directed by Mr. Gore Verbinski. All that Patreon stuff we did mention, it's all there, patreon.com/WeHateMovies. Go check out that stuff. And no reason to announce what it is. Next week we are Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest, I believe.
Yep, sure. This is Nighy's coming to town.
Nighy is coming to town,
it's
dude.
It's a movie about a rib cage.
looks like he's like got like a fucking octopus face.
Yeah.
It's pretty ridiculous, and I think a boat straight up explodes in this movie.
Actually, great call. Davy Jones, octopus face. Send me the slash with that fucking tentacle shit in it.
Definitely. That exists too.
Oh yeah, absolutely, dude. All fucking tentacle shit you need, or you have rather, send it our way because we need it. So until next week with Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest, I'm Andrew Jupin.
Yar Steven Zadak.
Captain Siska.
Yo ho, Chris Cabin.
Take it easy.
That was a HeadGum podcast.